Coach O. Hello, hello, hello. I am Coach O, and I am one of your hosts of the National Scouting Service podcast show. Today, we're going to talk about some high school football. I had my picks last week, and some of them, well, majority of them came to what I said the final pick was going to be or who was going to win, except for one team, but we're going to get into that. But before we get into that, I am Coach O. You can follow me on the National Scouting Service podcast show on Facebook under National Scouting Service, as well as under National Scouting Service podcast. You can also follow me on Instagram under National Scouting Service. Well, follow National Scouting Service under National Scouting Service. You can follow National Scouting Service also on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel at National Scouting Service. Click on the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, so anytime that we're going live, you'll have a chance to viewing us going live. Big shout out to Caden Paul. He's viewing the show today. So really appreciate you tuning in today. One of my junior high school football as well as basketball players. And you can follow me on Twitter at Coach O Brown. You can also follow National Scouting Service on Twitter at National Scouting. Like to give a big shout out to some of our sponsors of our show. Excuse me. Our shows are normally broadcasted live in Meek and Zeke Studios. You can also follow Meek and Zeke on Instagram under Meek and Zeke, also under Facebook, Meek and Zeke, and on Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Also like to give a big shout out to Cold Tees T-shirts. Our shirts are normally made for our shows through Cold Tees T-shirts. These are one of the shirts that she made for me because I am a Broncos fan, but I have 5 NFL teams. I get a lot of flack behind that with my family members and my friends. Posted a video up of one of my teams winning today, so I know I'm going to get some flack on my social media platforms because of that. I also like to give a big shout out to Coach Herb Washington. If you're a student athlete, professional athlete, or a collegiate athlete out there that want to enhance your basketball skills, ball handling, shooting, or the mental aspect of your basketball game, contact Coach Herb Washington on Instagram under Uncontested Hoops. Also like to give a big shout out to Running Back Giving Back. This company is founded by former Kansas City Chiefs All-Pro fullback as well as Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Famer, Mr. Kimball Anders, who's a big sponsor of our show as well. Like to give a big shout out to Peace of Mind Athletics. That is by Coach Thomas Peace. You can follow him on Twitter at Coach_Peace. And you can also follow Peace of Mind Athletics on Instagram under Peace of Mind Athletics. Like to give a big shout out to one of our major sponsors of this show, and that is Two Pits Barbecue by Coach L. Campbell. If you're ever in the Katy area, Google Two Pits Barbecue, look him up, go to his location, let him know that National Scouting Service sent you his way because you will have some outstanding food as well as customer service. Also, a big shout out to another one of our major sponsors of our show, and that is Coach Eric Briggs, who owns Goalkeeper Training. And you can follow Coach Briggs on Twitter at Eric D. Briggs. You can also follow him on Instagram at Eric Briggs 8, and that is Goalkeeper Training. Also like to give a big shout out to one of our main sponsors of our show, and that is Ophelia Soul Food Restaurant. Ophelia Soul Food Restaurant is located in Galveston, Texas. If you're ever in Galveston, Google Ophelia Soul Food Restaurant. Stop in, let them know National Scouting Service sent you their way. They have also great customer service as well as food as well. Last but not least, we'd like to give a big shout out to Dave's Catering. If you're into getting your social events, your family events, whatever the case may be, and you need food catered, please contact Dave's Catering. You can contact them at 832-392-3896, and their slogan is, let us do all the work. Now, with that being said, I am Coach O, and this is the National Scouting Service podcast show, and we're going to get into some high school sports and my picks that I picked from last week. Last week, I picked the Tascasita to win in their round of the playoffs. I also picked North Shore to win in their rounds of the playoffs. Both schools did win, and they are scheduled to face each other this upcoming week. I think the game is on Friday, I believe, but they will be facing off. In that game, I'm going to pick North Shore in that game. Yes, they faced off against one another early on in the regular season. And North Shore ended up winning that game, barely won the game. It was a bad punt by Atascocita. Atascocita was marching down. I think they was on their 10 or on their 5, almost marching down the score. But you know what they say, it's hard to beat a team twice. But I think North Shore will win this game. And my reason why is because North Shore have talented athletes as well as Atascocita as well. Atascocita is led by Cardi Mack. He's an outstanding quarterback / running back. I think last year he was more of a running back. They was looking for a quarterback. He took on that role, doing an outstanding job, not taking anything from him. The kid averaged almost 140 yards a game. I think he's a left-handed quarterback. Good release, fast release. He can release that ball pretty fast. And he has some outstanding receivers also in CJ Tunley. He has 11 touchdowns, one of the leaders in receptions in that district. They also have an outstanding running back by the name of Torrey Blaylock, has a total of 30 touchdowns. Yes, 30 touchdowns. They have an outstanding running game. Passing game, not all that strong to me because they only have one receiver to go to. Defensively, they are good, but I don't think they can match up with North Shore, even though the first game may show or tell differently. But I'm riding with North Shore in that game. Reason why I'm riding with North Shore and Atascocita is 6-1 overall in District 23, 6A. Only have one loss. I forgot what they record overall, but they 6-1 in district. And North Shore is 7-0 in district and 13-0 overall. So I'm riding with North Shore in that game. North Shore have a receiver by the name of Cornell Farrakhan Jr., outstanding receiver, a leading receiver. They have a senior running back in DeAndre Hardiman. He's a junior. Cornell Franklin they both are seniors. Cornell Franklin is a senior. Defensively, they're led by Mr. Devin Sanchez, outstanding cornerback. I think Texas #1 cornerback or #2 cornerback, already committed, going to a big Division I school. He's going to lead that defense, but he also have other players that's helping them with that defensive charge as well. But I'm riding with North Shore in that game over Atascocita. The next game I had picked was Hitchcock High School out of Hitchcock, Texas. They end up falling short. Had some outstanding athletes that I felt was going to lead them on their way going to a state championship, but it didn't happen. Losing a couple of seniors. They will return next year. Don't know how good their run going to be because they have some outstanding players that they're going to lose. Some of those players I'm talking about are, if I can find it, is, hold on. They have Malcolm Simpson. He's a senior, already committed to Nebraska University. They will be losing him. They have senior receiver Chase Burton, already committed. No, he's not committed. Already have some schools lined up that he can't commit to. He'll be gone. But they will have Lakeith Tyler returning, so he'll help lead that charge in Hitchcock. But my playoff game of the week will be the LaPorte Bulldogs facing off again against the Angleton Wildcats. These two teams faced off against one another early in the season, with LaPorte winning the game. I'm picking LaPorte in this game, but you have some pros and cons for both teams, and I'm riding with LaPorte. LaPorte have 3 outstanding freshmen that's helping them lead the charge. 2 of them are starters, and receiver running back Sean Simon rushed for over 1,500 yards. Their receiver is Peyton Smith, and he's their leading receiver. They both are freshmen, but I'm picking LaPorte in this game. LaPorte have an outstanding defense, and that defense is led by Mr. Caden Watson. He's a linebacker / defensive end. Don't know if this young man getting a lot of looks, but he should be. I mean, he's fast off the edge. He's quick. He get the attention of offense. Sometimes he demand a double team. The last game that they played against A&M Consolidated, they was trying to go one-on-one, but they seen that they needed to double team this guy. So he started demanding a double team, which was leading up to some opening plays for other defensive players. So he's going to be leading that defense along with senior cornerback Sean C. Riggis. But only thing I'm looking at with Angleton, who has an outstanding passing game, and they charge is led by Mr. Bryce Deron, passed for over 1,700 yards, quick release. They also have some outstanding receivers and receiver/cornerback Nicholas Jackson, who's ranked number 1 in the district, senior running back Jamarcus Shockley, who is ranked number 2 in the district. So I think they'll leave that charge offensively. I think it's going to be an offensive game, but whatever team defense steps up is going to be the team that wins that game. And as you all know, whatever team has the most turnovers will also be the team to lead that game. Offensively, with LaPorte, have an outstanding running game. Their offensive line is the truth. I mean, these guys can pull out, they can block, they know how to lead the charge for their running back, which Dickinson have 2 outstanding running backs that both went over 1,500 yards with Tyrese Barnes and Sean Simon. Tyrese is a senior, Sean is a freshman. Their running game cannot be stopped. I don't care what Angleton has for them with their junior defensive end, outside linebacker Braden Mack, who's leading the charge, leads the district. He's number 1 in tackles. They also have a senior linebacker, middle linebacker by the name of Raiden Garcia. He's ranked number 2 in the district. These guys can tackle, they can fly, but I don't think they have enough energy to stop LaPorte running game. Now, on the flip side, Angleton does have an outstanding passing game. As I told you, Bryce Duran has over 1,700 passing yards, has 2 outstanding receiver, outstanding running back. But the last game I went to, they was dropping big passes, open passes. And I think the weakness for the LaPorte Bulldogs is the secondary. Yeah, y'all can prove me wrong. Maybe y'all will. I'm still picking you all to win. But if Angleton passing attack is up to par, I think that's where the weakness is going to come in that game, is with the passing game. It's going to be an offensive-led game, but they say defense win championships. LaPorte pulled out the last win the last time the 2 faced off, and I'm picking them to win again. I'm also picking North Shore to go to the state championship. The only schools that they'll be facing down the line, I think they'll get by, and I think they'll be facing Duncanville in the championship. LaPorte, I'm picking them to go to the state championship as well. Already reserving my room in Dallas because I will be there. I'm picking LaPorte to end up facing, well, they will face Aledo in the championship. Aledo is an outstanding team. You know all about their record. If you don't, look them up. They're known for winning. But I'm picking LaPorte to go to the state championship game and to face off against Aledo. I have my picks for that game when that time comes. But right now, they got to get past this round to go to the quarterfinals before they get to the finals. And with that being said, I am Coach O. This is the National Scouting Service Podcast Show, and these are my high school picks coming up this week. And if you have a student athlete that you would like for us to interview on our podcast show, send their information our way. We will get in contact with them, and we'll try to line up that interview with those potential athletes. Hope you all had a blessed Thanksgiving. Hope you all are getting prepared for Christmas. I know the Thanksgiving things are coming off the door, and the Christmas things are going up on the door. With that being said, I am Coach O, and this is the National Scouting Service Podcast Show.